Fastest selling cars for the month of June 2026. Number 10 on the list in the United States of America is the 2026 BMW iX, a 15 days supply. BMW dealers have 347 for sale, yet they've sold over 1,000 of these $91,000 SUVs in the last 45 days. Dad, what does market days supply mean? What is a 15 days supply? What does that matter to us here?
Well, that means that based on the current sales rate, that it would take BMW dealers 15 days to sell the remaining number of these vehicles that they have available if there's none added. And when you look at a list like this, suddenly you think to yourself, well, maybe they're being a bit more judicious as to how many of these they're building.
In this video, we're going to walk through the 10 fastest selling cars. So those are these vehicles with the lowest day supply. And we're also going to give you the 10 best selling cars, two totally different lists. At the number 9 spot, another EV, the 2026 Subaru Trailseeker. Many people probably don't even know what this vehicle is, but it only has a 14 days supply here in the United States. 326 on dealers' lots right now, yet dealers have sold more than 1,000 of this brand new Subaru in the last 45 days. $44,317 price point. Subaru dealers must be happy that they're able to sell an EV.
Well, certainly they're happy that they're being able to sell them, but they're probably sad in the sense that they don't have that many to sell.
Then next on the list, we have the Toyota Sienna with a 13-day supply, the same as it was last month. 5,690 for sale nationwide right now, yet 19,000 have sold in the last 45 days. $54,000 minivan from Toyota is flying off the shelves. And then at the number 7 spot, the 2026 Toyota Corolla, a 13-day supply. That's actually down 13% month over month. 10,596 for sale. Yet Toyota dealers in the last 45 days have sold 37,394 of this $27,000 sedan, the first of many Toyotas to show up on this list, Pops.
Oh, absolutely. And as you can see from the Sienna, minivans are making a comeback. And from the Toyota Corolla, there are still buyers for sedans out there as long as they are reasonably priced sedans.
And these Toyotas, it's worth mentioning, many of them are kind of on an order basis. You can't do a factory order from Toyota, but many people are waiting weeks, if not months, to get their hands on new Siennas. We've even seen some used Siennas sell for more than their original MSRP. So buyer beware there when it comes to some of these really fast and hot selling vehicles. At the number 6 spot, we have the 2026 Subaru Solterra. Subaru making the top 10 fastest selling list for the month of June 2026 with 2 EVs is crazy to me. A 13 days supply here, 318 for sale, 1,130 have sold in the last 45 days. All this says to me, Dad, is Subaru is selling, a small quantity of these vehicles. They're not replacing them on dealers' lots with new inventory quickly. That's what this says to me.
Exactly. Listen, they know that the EV market is not necessarily a robust market, but they are producing just enough to keep the demand high for the vehicles that they do have.
Now your top 5 fastest selling vehicles for the month of June 2026. At the number 5 spot, the RAV4, a 12-day supply, the same as it was last month. 11,165 for sale. Over 40,000 have sold in the last 45 days. Almost $42,000 average price on the RAV4, yet it's still flying off the shelves. The number 4 spot goes to another Toyota, this time the Grand Highlander. 12-day supply, which is actually up month over month, 9%. 7,807 for sale, yet almost 30,000 have sold in the last 45 days at a nearly $60,000 price point. People want Grand Highlanders, and they're paying a pretty penny to get them. And then the top 3, the Toyota Corolla Cross coming in at number 3, a 12-day supply, the same as it was last month, Dad. 6,283 for sale, almost 24,000 have sold in the last 45 days at a $33,000 price. Number 2 spot, the 2026 Toyota Highlander, not the Grand version, 10 days supply. That's down 17% month over month. 2,503 for sale nationwide. 11,117 have sold in the last 45 days, $55,000 price. And then last but not least, another Toyota to round out the top 5, the Land Cruiser with a 9 days supply, down 57% month over month. Toyota dealers nationwide only have 755 Land Cruisers for sale. In the last 45 days, they've sold 3,500 at a nearly $72,000 price.
Hard to imagine. And if I'm not mistaken, there's probably more than 755 Toyota dealerships out there. So Some Toyota dealerships aren't going to have any Land Cruisers at all.
Now, like we said at the beginning of the video, the fastest selling is not necessarily the best selling. Your best selling vehicles by volume in the United States, well, this is where we get a little bit more brand diversity, although not a lot, and a lot more trucks. At the number 10 spot, you have the 2026 GMC Sierra 1500, an 88 days supply, yet GMC dealers have sold 25,698 of this $62,000 truck in the last 45 days. And then some Toyotas. You've got the Grand Highlander, like we talked about earlier, at the number 9 spot. And then interesting, Dad, the Tundra actually has a relatively high days supply at 32 days for Toyota, but Toyota dealers have sold 29,535 of this pickup truck in the last 45 days. I'll give you the number 7 and 6 spots, and then I'll take a deep breath. You've got Chevy getting in here on the fun with the Silverado 1500, a 72 days supply. So think about how much higher that is than these Toyotas we've been talking about. But 32,845 have sold in the last 45 days. And Ford with the F-150, an 88 days supply, yet they've sold almost 35,000 in the last 45 days, up 22% from last month.
Yeah, the difference between fastest selling based on day supply and volume sales is significant. Where you see so many other vehicles that are now part of this list: the GMC Sierra, the Silverado, the Tundra, the F-150. It has a completely different look and feel to it than the other.
So does the market day supply category, though, because these big pickup trucks from GMC, from Chevrolet, and from Ford all have significantly higher days supply than Toyota. Toyota, especially as we get into the top 5 best selling here, you'll see it's the Corolla, the RAV4, the CRV, Tacoma. Tacoma wasn't on our prior list, and the CRV wasn't either. And then the Camry. These are all import, Honda and Toyota vehicles with relatively sub 30 days supply, Dad. And they're selling 30, 40, 50, 68,000 of these per month, or excuse me, in the past 45 days here in the United States. So it's a world of difference between your best selling, fastest selling, and those that do sneak into the best selling. It's not like it's a seller's market. They actually have an oversupply of inventory right now.
No, absolutely. And once again, especially with the Toyota Camry, and this is the second month in a row where the Toyota Camry was the number 1 volume seller over the last 45 days. It shows that for reasonably priced vehicles, sedans can still be popular. And perhaps that's a market that some other manufacturers, such as Ford, which they gave up on, might consider, I don't know, taking another look and seeing if there's something that could fit into their portfolio based on what Toyota's doing with the Camrys and the Corollas.
Now, it's worth mentioning we have both the fastest and slowest selling vehicles in your neighborhood back at caredge.com/fastest and caredge.com/slowest. From there, you can toggle to your state and your city, and you can see this data broken down for new and used vehicles in your area. Check it out. It's all for free back at caredge.com. Thanks as always for going over this, Pops.
Thank you.